hours for our team. I got good guys, man. I got really good kids. We beat a heck of a team tonight. After beating a heck of a team in an epic game 48 hours before. I don't know where they got the energy the whole game to do this, but they did. They listened, they fought. We really played good defense. You know, you could tell they would tire you out anyway because they play such good defense. And they have depth. But at the end of the first half, you could tell we were tired, rightfully so. And in the second half, we're kind of holding our own, but when they went ahead 52-50, and instead of waiting for the 8 minute, we were ready to get knocked out. And so we called a timeout. Alex came in, and Alex gave us 5 quick points. And that last 8:29, we were terrific. We were not tired. They talked. They made plays. Javin was spectacular. Matt Hurt, obviously the rebound and the free throws, and then inbounding the ball, no mistakes. Wendell, who, I don't think any of you in the audience have hit a winning shot in front of 21,000 people, all right, against your arch rival. But if you're 18, how you handle that be pretty tough. And he was not, he had a game like a kid 18 until the second half. And then that play he made in full court just was spectacular. So they're switching goal wire to Forrest was a key. Because Forrest he's a big time player, man. I mean, they have big time, but this kid, he's a pro guard. He can defend and get by you, and he's a veteran. He's just, and he and Trey were going back and forth, and that's wearing Trey out. We needed him on offense, and so the switch to put goal wire on him helped. We did that with Cole Anthony in the last part of the game in Chapel Hill, and that helped us there. So having those two guys being able to have each other's back is big. But they forced a lot of turnovers. I thought we weren't as strong as we needed to be, but overall we were pretty damn strong. Any questions?
Mike, when you came off the court, you took a minute to motion.
Yeah, I think our fans need to know what the hell happened. Come on. Not that they were good, but come on. Come on. We have a really young team. They're playing against a top 10 team, a team that can win the Final Four after just winning. Come on. We don't go to the supermarket and buy these things, and they weren't bad, I'm not saying, but you got to be even more hungry. You have to be even more appreciative. Not of me, I don't need anything. I got everything I want with my team. I don't give it, I got everything. These kids, it's their first time. And they're young, and they just fought like, they should get standing ovation, we should have been going nuts. And not that they're not doing, we've been spoiled to watch Zion and Tatum and Bagley and all these guys play. That's not who we have. We have an old-fashioned team that needs for everybody to be hungry. And again, that's not to say our fans of it, but they're accustomed to outstanding. And this team is trying to be. Just don't get on the ride at the end. Be on the ride the whole way. And the students, the line monitors and that, they've been spectacular because they work with my daughter Debbie, who is an assistant athletic director. And when I say this, some of you are going to put out that I'm not going to fans of that. And you try to listen to what I'm saying. Okay? They're good. We just needed more. Just more. And I don't need it. it would be good for my guys. That's all. That's why I did that. You know. I hope you don't take it that I was doing it and then taking bows, all right? I wasn't. That's not what I'm doing. I love my team. I love my guys. They're 18, 19, 20. These guys are developing, man. You know. Anyway, and they were terrific tonight. Not many teams would have won tonight after Saturday. Yeah, I'm so damn proud of them, man. I wish you could feel what I feel. I hope that you'd have your jobs and you could have a moment where you could feel as fulfilled and proud of a group as I do of this group and what you do. It's one of the joys of coaching, and you get your moment through them. You get your moment through them. All right, I'm preaching too much, but I'm not preaching, I'm just telling you, being like real with you. Yeah.
Wanted to ask you about one play.
Yeah.
You're up 3, Trey's shot is rejected, it becomes a projectile to Wendell, who's outside the 3-point line, has the presence of mind to know that the shot clock's about to expire, somehow manages to hit the rim, and then looked like at least 2 Florida State players were in front of Matthew, but he somehow got the rebound. Talk about that. I mean,
Yeah,
it wasn't
just
quite like Saturday.
Yeah,
but still.
those are like making plays that you don't diagram. You know, a real player doesn't run plays. A real player makes plays. You know, you run plays for people who aren't players. That doesn't mean you don't run it for players too, but players make plays. That's yeah, and our guys are making plays. Yeah, they're making really good plays.
Mike,
Damn, I'm not happy about this guy.
Mike, you
This
mentioned
is
that.
I feel so damn, wish you could share it, but forget it. I'm gonna be selfish.
You mentioned O'Connell's contributions off the bench, but Javin, I thought gave Duke a huge lift off the bench.
Yeah,
Can you
I
just talk
said him,
about
didn't I? Yeah. I mean, Javin was terrific. I mean, his two-handed rebounds, block shots, free throws, and he's been playing well, but we could hardly do anything yesterday in practice with most of the guys, so we did with a couple of the guys who didn't play as much, really intense individual work. And I stay and I watch all that stuff, and Javin had an amazing workout. I brought him over after, I said, man, you're going to a whole nother level. And he in our game, we have a thing called trust your work. And in other words, if you're working hard and whatever, when you get out there, trust it. And he worked really hard and he trusted it. And we gotta keep doing. We needed a full day off, man. This is a 9-day period with 3 road games in this game. And our kids won all 4 of them. It's a lot of travel, a lot of stuff. Man, they're really developing into a good team. I really love these guys, and because it's different guys. You know, we don't have a starting lineup. We have a team, and sometimes when you have a starting lineup, you put a ceiling on the other guys, and ego and opportunity and all that. And it hasn't happened here, with this group.
I asked Matthew Hurt about that, and he had the ball all the time in high school.
Yeah.
But he's sharing it here, and he said he didn't mind. He didn't mind. So all your guys are stepping up on different times. You have to be just.
Yeah, well, they're they really love one another. You wouldn't know what class anyone was in, or when they eat. There's not group. They're just a really, really good group. I have problems with one of the walk-ons every once in a while. Smack him a little bit privately. Had to do it to his mother too. Verbally, not physically.
How do you prepare on short notice for a team that plays 11 players? And what were your objectives defensively that obviously worked, held them way off their norm in terms of shooting?
Yeah, we did a different thing. Usually we have a scouting report. Here's your starters and whatever. And what we did, we changed in a short period of time. And the other thing from the game Saturday night, it's how much can you retain, so you don't want to give them much. It's not this bottle, it's about this much that you can fill. But what we sometimes you change your delivery. And so what we did with the scouting report, we said, and Nate James had the scout, we said, let's put their shooters, drivers, and bigs. And they're all starters. But when you're on a shooter, you do this. When you're on a driver, you do this. And when you're on a big, you do this. And so it wasn't like you have to know 11 guys. You have to know that these 5 were shooters. Every once in a while, we forgot that tonight. And these are drivers and who to help from. And we tried to I thought it was a good way of them, and they liked it, our guys, so they got it. So that was one of the ways we tried to do it.
Anything else from Coach?
Mike, Matt was critical of himself the way he had played recently.
Yeah.
What do you think about the way he responded?
Yeah,
in this game?
but you know, our guys are responsible, so they know if they haven't played well. That doesn't mean we don't think they're good, but if you're not playing well, then you shouldn't play at that time. Someone else who's playing well, but then you're gonna have an opportunity. So he has a great attitude, and he came out firing. When we were moving, we got really good shots, then we got tired and we stopped moving. But he was, you know, but he's not the only one. You know, Javin would have a bad game, and you know, it's not like everybody has a good game all the time. You know, Trey's probably the closest that's had a good game all the time.
All right.
Okay?
Thanks
Thank
a
you
lot.
very